Good evening and welcome to Week 8 of Skyhawk Update. I'm Craig Riotto and I'm finally joined at the desk by Mr. Tim Culverhouse. Tim, I know you've been chomping at the bit to get here in the studio and talk some Stonehill sports, so welcome.
Thanks, Craig. It's good to be here, everybody. Now let's get this going. The fall season is winding down and playoffs have begun. We have highlights, news, and updates on everything Stonehill athletics, including a special recap of Midnight Madness and a preview of the 2012-13 winter sports season. So, without further ado, Craig, take us away.
We're going to rewind the clock to Tuesday, October 23rd for a home volleyball contest against Southern New Hampshire University. Southern New Hampshire in the black uniform, Stonehill in the whites, and Stonehill is going to get the offense going early here. Sydney Maxey, look out! Packing a punch with the kill from the left side. Now Stonehill with another great setup off the serve. That's Kirsten Arvidsson, too much to handle. They were rolling early, but this team also capable of finesse. Maxey plays it over, and a great dig by Erin Kelly, and then another tip. That one coming from Mary Kate Catton. Great stuff from the sophomore. Now we got a great block. They were just clicking in all aspects as Kirsten Arvidsson finishes another one off from the right side. And this is where it gets a little wild. You get the block by Southern New Hampshire, and what a diving stab by Erin Kelly. Keeps it alive, and this is going to be the finisher. That is Kelsey Weymouth and Mary Kate Catton putting it away with the block assist. Catton goes for 15 kills and 12 block assists in this one. Kirsten Arvidsson also with a phenomenal game, 15 kills, 9 block assists. Stonehill was clicking in every aspect. They dominate Southern New Hampshire, 3 sets to 1 at home. Stonehill field hockey had to win its final 2 regular season games just to make the Northeast 10 Conference Tournament. In doing so, they drew a tough bid against the 3rd-seeded UMass Lowell Riverhawks. The Skyhawks had already played UMass Lowell to a tight 2-1 loss at home back in September. Unfortunately, they came up short once again when it mattered most in the playoffs. Jennifer Foley scored the opening goal for the Skyhawks and actually put Stonehill on top 1-0 in the first half. But as you can see, Stonehill only got their 1 goal off of their only shot in the entire game. UMass Lowell pounded it at them all game long with 23 shots off of 28 penalty corner opportunities, and they eventually converted those opportunities into points, taking that match 3-1. Although, duly noted here, the Stonehill field hockey team, with their 6th place finish in the conference regular season standings, puts up 6 points for Stonehill overall in the President's Cup race. The annual Midnight Madness Pep Rally officially kicked off Stonehill's winter sports season in style. Merkert Gymnasium was packed from wall to wall on both sides as nearly 2,000 students brought their wild side to support men's and women's basketball, ice hockey, and indoor track and field.
It was an absolutely memorable night, Craig. Merkert was packed, it was loud, it was awesome. Now, let's see who'll be making an impact on the court this winter.
That is the sight of 2,000 Stonehill fans getting loose for the pep rally, and for good reason. There's Tori Faeta. Tim, what do you know about Tori Faeta?
Tori comes off her freshman year, started 18 games, 8.4 points a game, and she also was a force on the rebounds, 4.5 per game on the boards. Then we have M.L. Dixon, leading scorer for this Skyhawk team.
M.L. Dixon will likely be the point guard for the Skyhawks this year. She's going to lead this team in many aspects. Last year, 13.3 points per game. Also, 138 assists. She dishes as well as she scores. And now we take a look at the men's team.
Yeah, we have a very talented freshman class coming here to Stonehill this year, but it's going to rely on these next couple of guys. First off, we have Jack Cole, the center of this Stonehill team. The offense runs through the big man. He averaged 5.3 points per game. Great intro. Got the crowd going with the men's basketball team.
And next it is going to be junior guard Mitch Emilio. Mitch is going to light it up from the outside. Undoubtedly work his way into the starting lineup. Also improved his defense. But Mitch Emilio will be the outside threat and make this offense quite dynamic.
Talked about Jack Cole, the other man joining him inside all the way from London, England. Hello, chap. Raheem May Thompson swings the home run bat. We're going to see great things from Thompson this year. Averaged 7 points a game off the bench. We're going to see an awful lot of him on the floor. A lot of great things coming from Raheem.
And is that a Tebow? Is that Tim? No, that's Brian Hamer with the Tebow pose coming out of the tunnel. Hamer, the offensive leader for this team last year, also plays incredible defense. He paced the team with 14 points a game, also dished out 113 assists. Hamer, the spark plug, doing things for the Skyhawks.
You want assists? We see Sam Markle. He led the team 134.2 points a game, his third year under Coach McLaughlin's offense. Sam Markle dishing the ball out all over the court this year.
And to wrap it up, how about senior Adam Fazzini? He's got 3 years of experience under his belt, came off the bench for the last 2 of them. He might work his way into the starting lineup. Great chest bump out there for the MC. Fazzini will bring a threat from the outside and also a substantial defensive assault.
I think I recognize that MC a bit, but we'll turn our attention to the very emotional banner unveiling ceremony during Midnight Madness. 2012 men's basketball team, national semifinalists, regional champions, also not noted on there, but of course they won the NE10 tournament. A great feeling for everybody in the stands.
And a really special moment here for Pat Lee. Just joined the assistant coaching staff, but he's up there with all the other veterans unfurling that banner, and it sent this gymnasium just rocking. That is the chorus of We Are the Champions. Pretty good singers here at Stonehill, I must say.
Yeah, gotta give credit where credit is due. And speaking of credit, do you know women's basketball could dance, Craig?
I had no idea they could shake it like that.
Yeah, joining Ruckus for their performance, that got the crowd going. And then right after that, we have a little bit of a sumo action between Pat Lee and Father Bob Wiseman. Maybe a little bit of a mismatch, but Father Wiseman holding his own against Pat.
There he goes, Father Wiseman with the early knockdown. With the chest bump, puts Pat on his tail. But now the one with a little helicopter technique, spinning in circles, gets a little dizzy, and Pat takes advantage, puts the father on his back. And Father Wiseman would have a tough time getting up. There he's using the turtle technique, rolling around. Pat Lee goes in for the finish, but his teammates will not let that happen. They wrap him up. Pretty good looking stick there. Might need to show the football team what's going on.
Speaking of some great moves on the court, we have the dance team doing their routine, and probably one of the most energetic performances of the night. We see them doing a little dance, doing their jig, and then what is that? Is that the worm? By all of them, just crazy, and then you do it into a Bernie. Absolutely great choreographed routine. That sent the gymnasium even further off the hook than it was.
We take it over to the dunk contest. That's Mr. Raheem on his first dunk with the little look over at the crowd, and Jack Cole with a windmill. Raheem May is going to do a 360 of his own. Cole responds with an up and under reverse jam, but this would take the cake. Raheem May Thompson over 2 students sends the crowd bonkers. He would win the dunk contest and just really put an exclamation point on this entire rally.
That last Raheem May Thompson dunk had to be cleared by the FAA. Men's basketball starts their season on November 10th, the women on November 14th.
What an incredible event. Pretty darn exhilarating, and I think that this entire student body is just keyed up and ready to watch some basketball, particularly that men's team coming off of their incredible season last year.
Yeah, that banner unveiling was certainly awesome. And something tells me that I think I recognize that MC from Midnight Madness. This looks a little familiar to me.
He's a great-looking guy, that's all I know about him.
But before we keep our attention and turn it towards the winter sports, we're going to keep it on the fall season. Women's soccer had the opportunity to sneak into the NE10 playoffs in their final 2 games of the season, but needed to come away with points in games on the road against St. Anselm and Adelphi to have a shot. In their first game, Stonehill went up to New Hampshire to take on St. A's, and once again the offense continues to struggle. It was a 0-0 draw again for the Skyhawk women's soccer team. Amy Wheaton gets another shutout. She made 2 saves on the afternoon, so Stonehill now needing a little bit of help and a win in their last game of the regular season against Adelphi to have any chance of making that NE10 playoffs. So down in Garden City, Stonehill had a little work to do, and they were able to do what they had to. Christina Moody scored her 6th goal of the year in overtime to give the Skyhawks a thrilling last-minute win in their last game of the regular season. Wheaton once again with a shutout. She finishes the season at 6-5-6. Adelphi outshoots the Skyhawks 14-10. But even with all the positives, Stonehill finishes 1 point out of the playoffs. And on the pitch, it was senior day at Skyhawk Field as Stonehill hosted UMass Lowell in their season finale. Prior to the game, the Skyhawks honored their seniors Chris Broussard, Mike Deneau, Jonathan Hope, Stephen Hugel, and Kevin Wendt for their contributions to the program. The Riverhawks came into the game with an opportunity to win the NE10 title, but Stonehill wanted to play the spoiler. Nice moment for the group there in their final huddle here at Stonehill. Early in the game, the Riverhawks send one towards goal, but it's picked out of air by keeper Adam Colella. UMass Lowell keeps the pressure on. It's a shot, and Colella makes a diving snag, and it's still 0-0 in the first half. Another opportunity for the Riverhawks. This time, it's Bruno Brani-Contro. He sends one towards the net, but it's headed out by Kevin Wendt. A couple minutes later, it's the 31st minute. Kevin Gilmartin settles the pass. He sends Jonathan Hope streaking, and he buries it. 1-0 Stonehill with the lead over UMass Lowell in the 31st minute. And then 3 minutes later, Will Miller is going to take this head ball. It finds him at his feet. He fires a shot on goal. UMass Lowell keeper makes the great save, but it's Evan Devaney, the freshman, who buries the rebound, and Stonehill is pulling the upset bid. They're up 2-0 over the top-ranked Riverhawks, and it's 34 minutes into the game. You can see the clock. Stonehill needs to hang on for the last part of the game. Late, Riverhawks have another opportunity. Open door for Majid Saeed, and Colella slams the door shut. Stonehill comes away with a 2-0 victory. They charge the field one last time. Great moment there for those 5 seniors and also this program that finishes their season on a high note. They win their last 3 games of 2012. Colella comes back after an injury, gets a shutout, 6 saves in the effort. UMass Lowell outshoots the Skyhawks 20-6, and it's Hope and Devaney that get the goals on the scoreboard to give the Skyhawks a little bit of momentum heading into 2013.
Stonehill football took a week off after their epic showdown with number 3 ranked New Haven 2 weeks ago. They spent their bye week preparing for their final game of the regular season at Pace University this coming Saturday. The Skyhawks will have a golden opportunity to improve their overall record to 5-4 and their conference record to 5-3. Should they get the W, it will be the first winning season for this program under head coach Robert Talley.
I think it's the first time that Stonehill's football team's done it since like 1994 or something like that. It's been a long time, but we've had a few firsts this year, so I think we'll be able to get another first, go above 500. So hopefully we'll be 6-4. We shall see. We'll see what happens. They're a good team. They're way better than they are on paper. They're a lot better team than they're because they're 0-7, but they're getting a lot better. So everything, bringing all the weapons, bringing everything. So it'll be good. I think everyone's amped, so it'll be good.
The first week we focused on us. That was the big emphasis. And this week, we focused on pace, and we're just going to focus up and really go out there and just get a W. Pace is a little far, but we look forward to, staying in the hotel and, the long road trip back with a win.
Stonehill will hit the road on Friday evening and spend the night in New York in order to be well rested for Saturday afternoon's contest. Regardless of what happens, the Skyhawks, with their 4th place position already locked up in the Northeast 10 standings, will host a postseason game on November 10th against the Southern Connecticut Owls, who have also locked up the 7th seed. Stonehill topped the Owls 13-0 at home earlier this year. And Tim, it's a little strange not having football highlights on the show. I've gotten kind of used to that week after week, but we've got plenty of stuff to talk about, and, we're moving on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Craig. We have one more sport left before we wrap up today's show, and it's going to be women's equestrian. The equestrian team finished the fall season atop the Zone 1 Region 4 standings thanks to a couple of third-place finishes last week. The women lead Boston University by 2 points for the overall region lead. Over the weekend, they went to shows at BU on Saturday and then to Mount Ida College on Sunday, and strong showings led to their finish atop those fall standings. Senior Emily Dolan had a solid day at BU, where she took home second-place finishes in both open fence and open flat divisions. Junior Miranda Williams grabbed the blue ribbon in intermediate fences, while freshman Rachel Fox finished first in intermediate flat. And then on Sunday, it was Danielle Franchi earning herself a blue ribbon in open fence, and Kaylee McDonald came away in first place in the novice flat division. The women have finished their fall season on top of those region standings, and they will continue it in search for another region title in the spring. Now, Craig, it's also worth noting that the women's equestrian team will be looking for their back-to-back region titles, so best of luck to them in the spring season.
And Tim, I was actually talking to a member of the Equestrian team, and she said that the contest on Sunday really opened the door and allowed Stonehill to sneak in there ahead of Boston University and Tufts, who usually finish in first and second. You know what it was? It was the weather that made the horses go a little haywire, if you know what I mean, for those other schools. And Tufts and Boston University completely unable to control their horses. Stonehill, steady and true, locks up third place, and that is how they have now thrust themselves to the top of the standings.
Hey, we'll take it, right? And, you know, for that, we think we are out of content. It's a jam-packed week here at the Hill once again, and next week we'll have just as much, if not more. And, Craig, take us home.
That's right. You can always tune in and catch us here at SESN Skyhawk Update for your weekly fix of news, highlights, and more. Always catch us on Stonehill's Channel 9 or anytime on YouTube by searching Skyhawk Update. You can also follow us on Twitter at Go Figure Skyhawk Update. So with that, we bid you good night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And, of course,
Go
Skyhawks!
Skyhawks!